Alrighty, boys. Back again with another item guide video today. I did make one a couple weeks ago when the season first came out, but within the last like couple weeks, Riot actually came out with some like bruiser item changes. I actually meant to do this video a couple weeks ago, but I had to deal with some stuff, so I didn't actually get to it. But yeah, we're gonna go over the new itemization with Kled because going into the season, I was like super big on lethality, Kled, and all that kind of stuff. But now I've shifted more towards the bruiser items. Yeah, they rework some of them, and they're pretty solid. And yeah, right now I'm around like 250 LP masters. I'm almost GM. I'm like 3 wins from GM right now, going with these builds. Going at basically every game the items I've been going, which is Hull Breaker, Gore Drinker, Cleaver, and like Death Stance as my core items, which I'll pull up here. So, I always forget about these tabs. But yeah, so Hullbreaker is an item that's like really meta right now, and most champions are building it as like bruisers in the top lane. And the item is just super cheap and cost efficient. So I started to like just trying it out on Kled just to like see how it felt. And honestly, into like most matchups, it's pretty solid as like a first or second item. The only matchups I think it's like really bad to rush or like to go into are like the true damage matchups or the matchups that have a lot of max HP damage, like the Fioras, the Camille's, even like I mean, even Jax it's kind of bad into because he goes Bork, right? So any champ that's gonna like build like a lot of like percent health damage, Hullbreaker's kind of bad into. But if you're playing against like tanks, for example, rushing Hullbreaker is actually really strong because once you get the Hullbreaker, you can literally just ignore them and just free hit turrets and get plates early on, and just snowball yourself off that. So I think Hullbreaker's a really strong item right now, and a Kled can abuse it decently well. So I've been running that a lot. And then yeah, Riot also changed Gore Drinker and alongside some other bruiser mythics to where now they have like extra AD, just a little bit less health. So items like Gore Drinker and Death Stance, which got like a really big buff, also is like really good on him right now. You could still run the lethality mythics like Duskblade and Eclipse if you're against squishier comps and you want to greed for more damage. But right now the most consistent mythic I've like had success with is Gore Drinker. So pairing Gore Drinker with the Hull Breaker and then going either Death Stance third or Cleaver third. Cleaver if they have like really tanky members, or Death Stance if they're like more squishy and you just want the extra bit of resistances. But this 4 item core into like most team comps is super strong at the moment, and I definitely would recommend trying it out if you haven't already. I feel like it's given me so much success. Even though Kled still isn't a really rough state as a champion, I feel like with these items, if you can snowball early game, you can take over the map super hard. Like there's been games where I'm literally just pressuring side lane and I take like 4 or 5 turrets, done like maybe like 10 to 12,000 damage just to turrets alone, and I'm just pressuring so much to where they have to send 3 to 4 people on me in these side lanes, so my team just gets so much like stuff around the map for objectives and all that, and I've carried so many games just off of being able to pressure. And Riot actually isn't going to be nerfing Hullbreaker next patch either, which is kind of mind-blowing. They're only nerfing it for range, so this build's going to be good for a while. And I definitely would recommend trying it out. And then obviously there's still the situational items like Randuins if they have a lot of crit users. You can go Maw or Force of Nature or Wit's End if they have a ton of AP damage. If they have shielders, you can always go like a Serpents as like a third item. And for the Hydras, like I don't think Ravenous is terrible. You can definitely go Ravenous if you want the extra bit of wave clear and sustain, but I feel like if you're going Gore, you don't really need it. And Titanic's just a lot worse than it used to be on Kled. It's still viable if you go like Bruiser Myth. Like if you go these Bruiser items, you could still go it as like a third or fourth item probably. And it wouldn't be horrendous, but I just feel like Kled doesn't really need these like Hydras if you're gonna go Gore, because like you already have wave clear, and the Hydras in general just aren't like super stat efficient as the game progresses. Like they're okay early game, but they fall off pretty hard compared to other like just items you can get, like these Death Stance, Cleaver stuff. So yeah, I definitely would recommend checking out or trying out this new build that I've been running. It's definitely solid. And also let me know down below if you guys have any other builds you want me to try out and see how it feels. But yeah, at the moment this is the build I've had the most success with, so I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I appreciate everyone stopping by, clicking on the video. Uh, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Peace.